all of my life is in the charter school setting. And some of the experiences that I've had in the charter school setting does feel punitive, does feel like, a zero tolerance situation. And so I feel like, again, we always go back to duality. That was our theme in our first episode, this idea that we are living in two different spaces, and how do we reconcile? How do I, speaking for myself, unlearn some of the punitive ways that I have been taught as an educator, as a teacher, to discipline Black and brown children?
We talked a little bit about it too in the first episode of Double Consciousness from W.E.B. Du Bois. And I think that for me, I actually have a different experience because I did not grow up going to school in charter. I went to public school in the suburbs, and a lot of the kids did not look like me. And so I think my orientation to now being a school administrator in charter is the similar things around like the over-policing of Black boys, the over-criminalization of Black girls, et cetera, the adultification of Black children were still things that were happening at the schools that I was at, even though we were the minority population. And so it's something in how we are socializing Black and brown kids, regardless of the institution that they are at, to know like either you meet the bar or you don't. When I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. And it's like this analogy I always think about of like lifting weights. And like if I have the barbell with the weights on it and I am just squatting without it and just getting muscle in that way, there's no weight. So I'm like, cool. I'm like, whatever. Then I lift the bar, but I had not actually been getting my upper body strength together. I start to crush under the bar, right? And I think that the current structures often support an analysis that assumes like it's your job to figure out how you're going to, as opposed to like, what does it look like for me to spot and support? Because this is a muscle you are building. You know what I'm saying? And I think that structural violence then perpetuates this idea that like sink or swim, and I think that's when we see Black and brown people mostly being impacted by that.
Exactly.